He can't grow this. Okay, Ross Mackenzie Pierce. Sorry, I don't put mine on paper.
I hear you. Wow.
So Ross Mackenzie Pierce, dad, uncle Ross, and grandpa to many, was born in Edmonton, Alberta, on January 14th, 1950, to John Alfred, better known as Jack, and Eva Luciana Pierce. Ross was the seventh of 8 children. Even though they always said he was the seventh dwarf, he was the tallest of all of the siblings. Dad was predeceased by his parents and 5 siblings. For those that knew him, he had a passion for cars and motorcycles when he was younger. There wasn't a car he didn't know in his younger years. Along with cars and motorcycles, he loved playing sports, basketball, and baseball were his 2 main sports. Dad also had a passion for animals. Like I always said, he was a walking encyclopedia when it came to animals. Dad raised purebred and full-blood Simmental cattle. After selling the herd, he raised all kinds of exotic birds. Peacocks were his favorite by far. You could always find Dad outside, whether it was in the bird pens or with the horses and cattle. Dad taught many of us how to ride, about farming life. He was a journeyman carpenter and was always willing to help build whatever was needed. Dad loved being around his family. He had many nights sitting by the fire at the kitchen table. I was tall as Derek. At the kitchen table, visiting with us and having a drink. It didn't matter what was happening, he always had time to talk to you when needed. I do still find days where I want to call for his advice. I still find days where I want to call. Sorry. I can't do it on paper. I can't read my writing. It didn't matter what it was, he would talk to you about hockey or what's happening in the world. I learned at an early age it was a bad choice to try and match wits with him, as he was very quick-witted and loved to joke with people. And anybody that knows him, you couldn't beat him in Trivial Pursuit. Growing up, we'd wake up early in the morning to hear the radio playing and Dad singing along with songs. As long as it wasn't Carrie Underwood. No matter how late the night was before, he was up early. As teenagers, we tried our best to sneak in late. Somehow he always knew. The next day we were up early doing chores. And if you were feeling under the weather the night before, usually included extra chores like cleaning the bird pen, which sucks. Friends that stayed were treated like family and expected to do the same. Our home was a safe haven for many, and everyone that was welcome to stay as long as they needed. Dad always believed in everyone should have a place to call home and somewhere to be on holidays. Over many Christmases we had random people at Christmas. I know for a fact us boys still remember the key phrase when working with cattle. Quit standing there with your thumb up your ass and get moving. To this day, I still use that phrase at times. Each of us kids can say he taught us a lot. We all had a similar passion. We all have a similar passion as Dad, whether it's reading, sports, cars, animals, music, or gardening. I could talk for hours about Dad and his life, but he hated long-winded speeches and would be kicking me in the ass to get on with it. I know for a fact his legacy will always live on through his family and friends. We all miss him and have our days that are harder than others. Dad always said he wanted to be remembered for the good times. And his love of family and friends. So I ask we celebrate his life the way he would. That means you all gotta sing tonight, by the way. But there is one story. So at Sean Stagg, me like a dumbass, I broke my leg. I broke my tibia and my foot was a little sideways. Dad was drinking. He grabs my leg and says, "No, it's not broken," turns it straight. Doesn't matter how much you drink, that hurts. But the next day I went to the hospital, because they probably wouldn't see me that night. I was a little drunk. The hospital wanted to send me for emergency surgery. When I went to the surgeon, he says, "Somebody said your leg?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm a drunk dad." And he still, to the day he died, he never let me forget that he was a better doctor than the Ford Hospital. So today we have a board at the back. If you want to write something on it, that board will be planted with a tree and that'll be on the farm. And yeah, that's. Huh? Oh yeah, and the guest book. Sorry, Mom's giving me instructions as usual. And besides that, let's have fun today. And yeah, Randy and Karen and Madison worked on a slideshow, so we'll get that going right away.